Good morning, everyone. This is Agata Morka with SPARC Europe, and I am talking to Niels Stern here today on a very happy occasion because we are actually celebrating today as the OAPEN Foundation and the DOAB, Directory of Open Access Books, they have reached their funding target for the second pledging round of SCOSS. So Niels is the director of the OAPEN Foundation and a co-director of DOAB. And Niels, thank you first of all, thank you for talking to us today. I have several questions for you, and I think that I would like to start with the first one. So as I mentioned, you did reach your funding target. That was the second SCOSS campaign, and you did that in 18 months, if I'm not mistaken, despite the COVID going on, all the challenges that come with that. So I guess my question is, how did you manage to do it?
Well, I'd say that we managed because a lot of libraries and consortia around the world have decided to support us, for which we are very grateful. And that's basically why we managed. And to achieve that support, we had great help from the SCOSS Secretariat, from the board, promoting our infrastructure for open access books. And we, of course, have worked ourselves quite a lot. We have engaged a community manager to help us with the campaign, Tom Mustard. And that has been really great to manage the campaign, but also to engage with the community of libraries around the world. And I think that COVID-19 probably, well, it has shown the world the need for open science. And open science includes open infrastructures. And I think that message has been resonating as well with the libraries.
Absolutely. And what are the most important lessons you learned from this experience? And you could maybe tell us about it so that future infrastructures working with SCOSS can learn from it.
Yeah, I'd say that we have experienced a great will and understanding, engagement in a number of countries, that there is a need for maintaining and sustaining open infrastructures. We've also learned that in some countries, this is not yet the case. We have been in many discussions and done many presentations, and I think there is a cultural change that it's just taking more time in some countries than in others, and hopefully we will be successful there too. I think we have also learned that it's really important to be clear about our mission. So our mission is about increasing discoverability for open access books and building trust around open access books. And be clear about the mission, but also be clear about how we can help the libraries. So let's say what's in it for them. How are we beneficial to their mission? And in our case, it's about providing thousands of open access books that they can include in their library catalogs seamlessly. And that is definitely helpful, but also to give them ways in which to influence the developments of our operations, be transparent about our governance, and how we work as a nonprofit organization. So I think all of this these are some of the important things that we have learned, that because there are many and there's a growing number of open infrastructures, we have to be quite clear about exactly what we're doing, and we have to remember that libraries also have budget restrictions, and they need to prioritize, of course. So be clear about how we benefit the libraries.
Great, thank you. I think that, well, you touched already on my third question. So as you know, SCOSS is about to announce its third pledging round with 3 new infrastructures that we will promote in this round. And I was wondering, what advice would you give them?
Yeah, I'd say that you need to actively engage. You need to reach out. You can't just sit back and wait for things to happen. So you need to proactively engage with the libraries and the consortia around the world. But you also need to be patient and understand that there are many agendas going on, and there are many changes going on, and sometimes things cannot happen tomorrow, so you need to be patient. But other than that, I think, as I mentioned, we have hired a community manager. I think this has been really important, because one thing is to maintain and keep the campaign running. Another thing is to think about how to engage with that community, which is growing, and who we owe to engage with. And then one, I think, really important aspect is to think about, so what happens after SCOSS, so beyond the campaign, because the SCOSS campaign to me is really about kickstarting good relationships around the world, but to fulfill the mission of becoming sustainable, we need to maintain those relations. So I think that's really important, that you early on think about where should this take us, and how should we maintain those relations that are created through the SCOSS campaign, because obviously we are far from sustainable yet. We still, every day, we need to work hard to maintain those relations and to prove our worth to the libraries, to develop our operations and so on.
Absolutely. And speaking about maintaining this sustainability, so now that you can call yourself a successful SCOSS graduate, what's next for DOAB and OAPEN? How do you see sustaining yourself going forward, and what areas would you like to focus on most?
Well, it's true, we have reached this target. It's a clear milestone for us. It was a target that was set a few years back when we applied for the SCOSS support. I think it's true to say that the world is changing always, and especially for open access books, we've seen a fantastic accelerating development of new policies, new initiatives, new business models, and so on, much more focused on open access books. This also means that we have engaged in ways we perhaps did not anticipate 3-4 years ago. And this means that although we set a target, we see that will continue to be a need for more resources, more funding. So we have engaged in more community activities, like the Open Access Books Network, which is a great forum for exchange of ideas and for events for open access books. We have launched the OAPEN OA Books Toolkit, which is also a community-driven initiative. So all of this is taking up more of our time, and on top of that, we have seen dramatic growth of books in the OAPEN library. We have more than 17,000 books now, and the directory of open access books is also growing with more than 44,000 entries. So the operation side is also more demanding, and so the target keeps, let's say, moving, and we have to maintain the relationships that we already have in place now, and we have to prove our worth to those libraries by ensuring that we, on the operation side, keep up to date with the needs of the libraries, also that we ensure good integration into library catalogs, that we work well with the aggregators to be sure that metadata has been that the metadata flow is working seamlessly, and that metadata don't get lost on the way. And then also to build trust, as we do through the toolkit, through the network, and to continue engaging also in now we have the policy new policies coming out, like from the UKRI. We are waiting for the Coalition S to come out with a statement. So all of this we need to keep engaging with, and while we do that, we also want to get input from the libraries to know what are their needs, to listen to their needs, and to adapt accordingly. So there are lots of things that we still have to work on and to develop, and we are very happy to having this chance, and to with this campaign we secure our position even better in this growing community.
So Niels, it looks like you will be very busy in these coming months. That's what,
I'm sure.
what I gather from this. Thank you so much and congratulations again, first of all. And it has really been a pleasure to work with you on this SCOSS campaign. And I hope that both OAPEN and DOAB will continue to flourish and make change, real change in the landscape of open access books.
Well, thank you for having me here. And again, thank you to all the institutions that have supported us. We are very grateful, and thank you to the SCOSS board and the SCOSS team for your support. And we hope to, of course, keep on working together to achieve common goals.